Welcome back to round 3 of the Ace Academy Yamaha R6 Cup. Before we get into today's video, quick recap of the 2 races we did last time in the previous video. Sacred Meerkat leading the championship, he's done both victories there, so he's got 50 points. Jlana in second with 36, but he will miss a race here today, so I'll actually put him behind in this championship standings, and allow myself, DCP and Gilzo and Charlie to all claw back a few more points against the Portuguese rider. So we're going to skip qualifying today because literally nothing happened. I had problems with my headset and everything went dodgy, so we're just going to jump straight into the race. So here we go then. I was able to do a couple of laps towards the end, but it was about 6-7 minutes that I wasted, maybe more, just waiting for the eventual problems of my recording software to fix. But anyway, let's get back to it. Of course, I didn't record this one live, so I'm recording this one for you now, and already round the outside of Sergio 23. It's a great start here in Okayama. Now it's a case of getting this right, and I absolutely flummoxed it. Slamming the rear tyre of Sacred Meerkat puts me in a perilous position where I flipped over the handlebars. Honestly, I felt like in practice we were going a little bit quicker than that, so I tried not to do, and here unfortunately I just didn't upshift there. I was trying to speak, as I read Jake's message at the time that apparently he couldn't get into this race and everything went wrong. It was just a disaster. Mad Max and Jake got disconnected in the qualifying, and for some reason, even when we invited them back, they still had to wait it out. Don't know why that happens here in Ride 5. It doesn't do the same in MotoGP, so that's a bloody shame. And we are miles behind. In 14th place. We only had 16 riders turn up today. 14 place for me. 13.5 seconds behind the rider I obviously punted going into turn 3, or turn 2 should I say. I mean, the amazing thing is that Meerkat wasn't even affected by that much. He did get pushed into DCP, but ultimately he's still very much racing. And the funniest thing is Meerkat now has no sound. During this race, he had 0 sound, and this is a glitch that can happen here in Ride 5. Usually crashing fixes it, but then again, I've never actually been able to fix it. Thankfully, we don't have that problem, but if you're a long viewer of the championship, a long viewer of my channel, should I say, you'll know that I had that issue in the past when we did the BMW HP2 Cup. I was in Brands Hatch, and I had 0 sound for the entirety of that race. But anyway, we're up to 13th. We will be doing the 15-point standing, so I will be getting at least 3 points. Better than nothing, I guess. But I'm pretty certain I can catch up to the rest of the riders here. There's Raceboy on the right-hand side of the screen. He's gone down somewhere. It's just now a case of trying to stay with the rest of the riders in front of me, and let's hope we can get in. I mean, there's a lot of riders crashing around me here. I've actually yet to make a single overtake, and I've found 3 positions. So, it's going okay. I'm not going to say it's going well. If it was going well, I wouldn't have hit Sacred Meerkat going into the Piper variant of the corner. But you know what? We had a debate about this one before, doing the Okayama Piper version or the Okayama full version, which we're doing now. And I'm glad we chose the full version, because I really like this track. Both variants of the track are really fun anyway, but here, it just seems like a really good choice to have this full Grand Prix track layout. It's extremely fun. And if you haven't tried Okayama on Ride 5, then check it out after this video, perhaps. But anyway, a couple of rides ahead of us now. I see Dr. F in the distance. Can't recall who is in front of him, but we'll see when we cross the line in a moment's time. Still able to keep away from Raceboy, which is good. Let's see if we can keep this gap and also get back into the top 10. Qualified roughly 5th or something like that on the second row. Wasn't bad. Oh, that's another rider who's gone down now. Who is that? It's the Perkmeister. Perky's gone. So he's dropped down to 12th now, it seems. So I'm coming in quite hot to the Williams corner now into the right-hander. I think now we're able to generate a bit of confidence. I can get into the 132s in this track, I do believe. I didn't do it in qualifying. Maybe I got a high 132, can't remember now. But all I can tell you is that 10th place is not where we'll end this video. I've got a lot more chances to catch up to the guys. And if they keep crashing, then we're going to have a much, much easier time catching up to the likes of Dr. F and Atson. So into this right-hander for the hairpin and then back across to the left-hand side. You've got to be careful here with how much speed you enter into the revolver corner and then into the Piper corner. Because if you go a little bit too tight to that curb into Piper, it's over. Do the same to the revolver corner or make a contact anywhere, it's going to go down. So you've got to make sure you're squeaky clean through those corners. But Redman going into then to the right-hander here for the Hobbs corner, able to just squeeze through on Dr. No trouble there, nice and clean. And now we can try and attack Atson. Now in the slipstream, closing it rather rapidly is actually... Whoa, wow, we were really good up on the brakes there. And now on to the brakes again for turn 1. I'm going to try and give Atson a little bit of speed here. So I'm going to stay on the left-hand side, hit the brakes, try and turn in a little bit. And for some strange reason, classic Ride 5 physics, for no reason whatsoever, Atson loses the front. Do not understand this game's physics when it comes to online contact. Don't know why that was such a bad crash. I mean, Atson said on his screen it didn't really look like it was much of a contact, and on mine you can basically see there was hardly any touch whatsoever. Really bizarre game physics in Ride 5, but that has put me even further down now. This is not going well for today's race here in Okayama. So we've got to think of something. We've got to try and catch up now to both Raceboy and Dr. F. Get through cleanly. And try and get through again, because we lost a whopping time there. 3 seconds we lost on that exchange. And I feel sorry for Atson as well, because he didn't really deserve to lose the front there, or to even go down. Felt like he gave enough space, but unfortunately, yeah, it didn't work. Apologies to Atson if it was my fault. So, to the left, we got the Piper corner. Now undo the bridge. Raceboy is closing in, you see. But I'm quite confident in that right-hander going into Hobbs. This is where the rest of the riders seem to go wide. Where I tend to go for that tighter line, of course. A bit of a smoke screen there deployed from Raceboy. He then whacks Dr. F for his troubles. And again, it's putting us into a situation here that this is just losing us time. All the time, we're just wasting time, losing time. Oh, goodness me. I couldn't lift the bike up then. I gave Raceboy a whack. Apologies to Raceboy there. Definitely feels weird. Ooh, Dr. F is losing the front there. You see the rear beginning to come round. And now on Raceboy, can we send it round the outside? I tell you what, that's as clean as they come in Ride 5. Nicely done on the number 95, but he's going to hang it round the outside here. This is going to get a bit scary going into this part for the Moss S's. Got him on the brakes nonetheless. But a nice little battle there with the young lad. And now onto the power. I think he will have the slipstream. So it's going to be a case of who can get the brakes the latest going into the hairpin. Upon the brakes, is he going to send it? He did not. Will we see him again? Oh, he is there. A bit of a nudge, but into Revolver. Got to try and muscle him into that corner. Got to try and make your elbows go wide there. Try and hold onto the position. And thankfully, we have dispatched of Raceboy, but will he be back? It's very, very likely that he could still be back here. We've got Gilzo ahead of us. He's 3 seconds ahead. In fact, it says 3 seconds, but I think that's a little bit misleading. Maybe now, yeah, okay, maybe it does look like 3 seconds after all. It looked like he was a lot closer then. But he is quite far away now, so 3 seconds to catch up to Gilzo. This could be tough. And then the gap from there is probably another couple of seconds. Not sure to whom. Let's see when we cross the line. It is Calvin. Calvin's up to 6th place. Now, Calvin is brand new to Ride 5. Only played around 20 hours, 30 hours of it so far. And yet he had a cracking race in Tsukuba. Not so much in Suzuka. But now, he's up there into the top 6 again. Excellent debut to Ride 5's online racing for Calvin, for the one wiggly boy. Now, if Calvin has sent me any clips, which at the moment I'm doing the voiceover first, and then I'll have the clips on later, I do believe he's got some clips for me. So I'll be able to chuck them on somewhere on the screen. Hopefully you've already seen them. No doubt you've seen my carnage into turn 2. Of course, that was a big mistake on my part. Just a little bit too eager. I felt like I really needed to try and stay with DCP and Sacred Meerkat in that one. I just went a little bit eager. Felt like we braked a little bit earlier though. But it is what it is. It's my fault. I was the aggressor on that instance. It's not been a good race here today. I think at the time when my recording software started glitching, my headphones started, what's the term, feedbacking. So basically when I was hitting record, all the sound would just feedback into each other, and it was piercing in my ears. It was awful. I had to make a few changes and then headed back over to my Astro A50 headset to try and rid the problem, which worked. It's just that I got so used now to the SteelSeries Pro, Arctis Pros that I've got now, so yeah, bit of a disaster. Mental start here today, as we actually had a little bit of a better lap time there. I did cut the corner into turn 2 earlier on though, so that has given me a little bit of time of penalty. But the guys were saying that they don't like this version of Okayama. Compared to Ride 4, you used to have a long flowing line there. There was no chicane. But I absolutely adore that chicane. I think it's brilliant. Even if I flummoxed it earlier and I made an absolute dog's dinner of it, I still really like the chicane. I think it's given this track a new personality that was missing in Ride 4. It was good in Ride 4, but it's even better now in Ride 5, in my opinion. But regarding the racing, I've dropped Race Boy. Now it's just a time of trying to catch up to Gilzo, but Gilzo is quicker than me, and it's going to be difficult. I need a really good couple of sectors here to try and catch up to the Irishman. In turn, he's catching up to Calvin. You can see him in the distance there. So I think, providing we keep pushing, we should catch up to him. And this is the point where I've begun to realise that I chose the medium front and soft rear for the qualifying. And for some strange reason in Ride 5, it will choose whatever you did in your last race. And I was practicing early with the soft tyres to see if they last. Didn't actually want to use the soft tyres, but there you go, we have the soft tyres. I was still messing around with changing things and messaging than to actually change the tyres. So unfortunately now, we've got a situation where that front tyre is getting a little bit warm. Cools down a bit on the straight, of course it does, but for the rest of the corners, it's not looking too promising. So a quick look at your top 6. DCP, Meerkat, and Sergio 23 with Charlie, Lat, and I think it was then going into the likes of Calvin, Gilzo, and me. That's more than top 6, but I'm sure you don't mind finding out about 2 more additional names. 71,000 of a second we're down by now, compared to our previous lap, and we've lost Gilzo. We've lost Gilzo. The Irishman has gone down into the outward curve. Such a unfair crash that, because it looked like he wasn't even too wide or too hard in the brakes. Just like he was going a little bit deep, ready to get that V-shaped line out of the corner. So unfortunately for him, it's over for the battle for 6th. Nonetheless, we have inherited his 7th place, and we have an opportunity to catch up to Wiggly, the German. One wiggly boy, Calvin. Can we catch him up? Now, we've taken a good chunk of time out of the German, actually. It's 1.7 going into Redmond corner. Let's see what it is in going into Hobbs. Ooh, 1.7. Yeah, we are closing in on Calvin. Lovely corner here going into the Mike Knight corner. It's scary, because if you get anywhere near that curve, it's over. But I tell you what, we are charging here. We've got a wriggle on. We've got a wiggle on. Chasing the wiggly boy. My new fastest lap of the race. That's a good time. Yeah, catching up to Lat, I think, is going to be the next stage, which was probably going to be too much. Running out of time here, as we have got the 11 laps here in Okayama. But we are indeed catching up to Calvin. This has given me a boost, you see. Anytime you can catch up to your teammate. I know we're not teammates in this one, but we have been teammates numerous times before in the Ace Academy Championships, and even in the MotoGP International Racing League hosted by Jake and Charlie. And of course, I play NBA with him sometimes as well. So we are teammates through and through, myself and Calvin. So when that opportunity comes for me to make the overtake, you better believe I'll make it clean. I can't have anything bad happening to my favourite German. So 1 second is the gap now. Less than a second. Oh, Race Boy's got the better of Gilzo. Now, I say he got the better of Gilzo, but I can't remember if that's the point where he took him out. So, I guess we'll never know, but we'll find out at some point, hopefully, if I have the replay for it. It definitely got a bit heated, to say the least, between the pair of them. There was a lot of collisions and rubbing his racing. a little bit overboard in some regards. But anyway, back to the business. We're right there on the cusp, on the precipice of getting through on Calvin. Can we make it work? 15,000 of a second we were down by there. Oh, he's run it deep. Opportunity given away from Calvin. Fire up the Wiggly cam, ladies and gentlemen, because Wiggly sends it. If only that had worked. That was a blooming good effort, that, from Calvin. I was smiling from ear to ear when he did that. I was actually chatting to the guys during this race. Calvin wasn't there. But I was exclaiming at how good that was. I really appreciated the boisterousness to send it. The gall to just launch it up on the inside. Fair play, Calvin, mate. Fair play. And that didn't really impede our progress at all. Only down by my race number of time, 47,000 of a second. And ultimately, it's been a good recovery. That'll be the highest we get to now because, of course, 2 laps to go. Unless Lat crashes 3 times, we're not catching up to get the 5th place. But what I can tell you is that I've had an immense amount of fun in this one. Even though I made the mistake, even though we had that collision with Atson, even though I've been lucky with riders crashing out in front of me, I have had fun. And that is all that matters. And that's exactly what I was looking for when beginning to initialise the R6 Cup. I'm really pleased with the result we've had. Honestly, I think it's been a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Calvin has just crashed behind us, so he's no longer in the top 6. That's been inherited by Raceboy. And just looking down the order, every single rider has a penalty. And the penalty system in Ride 5 is, it's unjust sometimes. You can do no harm. Maybe just touch the... I actually got away with that one, so it's good timing there. But even sometimes just a slight touch of the green and that's it. You got like a 0.3 of a second penalty. The worst one is the scooters. You make one mistake on that and they're giving you seconds. It's quite shocking, really. But that is going to be it. Do kind of wish there was more laps in this one because look how much time we've taken from Lat. That's a whole second now. Pinched already in that first sector. Now, he might have made a mistake. He might be involved with the battle. Can't quite see, to be honest. No, I think he's on his own, actually, looking at the map in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. But it just leaves me feeling yearning for more. What could have been, eh? You never know. So 7 seconds. He's now 5 seconds behind to Gilza. I think this is where the carnage happens. Yeah, you can tell now with all the gap on the left-hand side of your screen. I'll probably swap it over if I have the replay clip for you. But yeah, messy race behind. Messy race for me as well. DCP takes the victory, ending Sacred Meerkat's win streak here in Ride 5. Lat will finish ahead of me, but I do believe, shout out to the Belgian ace, the creator of this Yamaha R6 livery. He finishes on the podium alongside DCP and Sacred Meerkat. Practice pays off for the Belgian ace. So results on the screen, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at that for you now. Unfortunately, I forgot to scroll down, but thankfully Serpin sent me a screenshot of all the riders' positions. But yeah, that is ultimately a cracking race and a good bit of fun. But let's move on now to the next race. So once again, we're skipping qualifying. To be honest, nothing happened in qualifying. Bit of a boring qualifying, to say the least. I'm on the second row as always. Let's crack on with Fuji. Let's see what we can do. Big wheelie there for Gilzo. He's celebrating like he's won the race already. And now into turn 1. We'll trust the guys in front to get the braking right. Nobody got it right. Mad Max absolutely clatters into the likes of Gilzo and Jake. Charlie then takes me out, thinking I was someone else. And it's all gone heck to a handbasket for the second race in a row. Absolutely shocking. And now we've got to do all that work again as Perky. Good lord. He brakes way earlier than I was anticipating there. I could have easily taken out the number 80. But thankfully, we didn't. Right then. Sharp intake of breath. Breathe. Let's try and figure out where we'll finish in this one here today. Now, unfortunately, a lot of riders don't know this circuit of Fuji because it's a DLC track. Wow. Nice move there from Perky. I was not expecting that. As we try and go around the outside of the Perkmeister, and thankfully, that has worked out. Quick look behind me just to see where he is on track. Coco Nibbles has gone down. There's riders having to cut the corners. Yeah, it's getting a bit messy, this one. This is Fuji. And this is scary. As we're trying to catch up to Jake. Oh, Jake's lost the front. That made me jump a little bit. So yeah, where do you think we'll end up then? Leave your comments now and tell me where you think I will finish this race. Comment down below now. I'm actually, I'm curious from your perspective now, where do you think I'll end up? I really am wondering this. But anyway, we've got a long line of riders ahead of us there, and this is quite possibly one of the longest straights I've seen in a while. Me and Meerkat was testing this. It takes around 20 seconds for the Yamaha R6 to come out for the final corner all the way to turn 1. So this is a good opportunity to sit back and enjoy the view. But now it's time to slam onto the brakes and try and catch up to the riders in front. So there's been some good talent dropped behind us here because of the collision into turn 1. It was a it was a collision and a half, let's say. Someone got absolutely punted. And the clips I've seen afterwards of the aftermath has just been absolutely hilarious. I'm hoping you got the privilege to see those in the bottom right hand corner of your screen here. But now, there is a big bunch of riders. Someone's just either crashed or been taken out. It's actually Lat. I had a bit of fun with Lat actually in the qualifying. I was trying to get through on him into the penultimate corner, and it looked like I had the move done. But unfortunately, I bumped him ever so slightly, and we were both on good qualifying laps, so I kind of ruined it. Oh, Serpin's gone down. I kind of ruined Lat's lap, so I decided to let him tow me for the next couple of laps just to make it fair. And in the end, it actually gave him quite the boost. So it worked out well. Dr. F ahead of us. Mad Max ahead of us. Ahead of Dr. F, should I say. As we make the move. And there's Raceboy and Mad Max. So we're not away from any carnage yet. Front end seems to be really strange here on this bike. Around this corner particularly. I actually lost the front there by downshifting to first gear. I know you shouldn't do it. You should never downshift to first gear mid-corner. But I did it. And I lost the front. And I lost a lot of confidence going into that corner then for the next couple of laps in qualifying. Look at Calvin up to 4th. Meerkat DCP. Sergio Wigley. Atson's up to 5th. Excellent start from him. And this battle, I don't know who that is. Someone's gone tremendously wide. Oh, it's Mad Max. Then it's Dr. F. And then it's Atson. So already, we could match where we finished in Okayama on this lap. This is a good start for us, considering what we've just been through. That front end is so weird into the 100R. It's just trying to fold. Well, thankfully it didn't. Now let's see if I can get through an Atson cleanly this time. I'll be sure to give him plenty of space, just in case. Rhyming accidentally. And here we go then. I'm going to try and brake early here just to make sure we get the corner. Ooh, Atson, look at that late on the brakes. He's trying to get the bike stop. Raceboy's deep as well. Ooh, I wasn't expecting to hit the brakes mid-corner. Bit of a nudge there on Raceboy. But this is for top 5. He's a bit deep there. That problem. That's. Oh, look at that curb. Good lord. You see how bouncy that was? Squeezing through on Raceboy then. Had to go run it wide there, but now into the right-hander. I did say to Raceboy at the time, don't overtake here. Let's work together. Let's stay together. You can use my slipstream, not a problem. I'll then use yours for this massive, massive straight. That way we can try and catch up to Wiggly together. So here comes Raceboy out of the slipstream. I'll try and sneak up into the slipstream as well. Actually a bit late to do it there, to be honest. But we can get onto the brakes and get this stopped. Raceboy. Whoa, what? He looked like he was going to crash and he's like, nah, I don't think I'll bother crashing. I think I'll just sit up instead. Nicely done, Raceboy. Nicely done. We have a chance now of 4th place. We can meet Calvin again for another big point scoring position. Can we get the better of the German ace? 3 seconds is the gap. Again, Calvin doesn't know this track. He hasn't got the DLC. So this is going to be fun for him. Let's see if we can beat him. 3 seconds is the gap. Slam onto the brakes after the 300R. There's cones everywhere. There is cones absolutely everywhere in the Dunlop corner. What on earth has happened? I mean, 1 or 2 hits I guess makes sense, but every single cone there annihilated? What happened? Question mark, question mark. Good lord. We are on for a 4th place here, good lord. What a recovery. Another lucky race though. Oh, Jake's up to 6th place. Good job from him. He must have flew through the pack. He had an incredible lap time as well in quali. He was using the slipstream of Charlie, I think, and he just absolutely sent it over the line to be even quicker than Meerkat at the time. Meerkat had to then dig down deep to get the pole position. And here's Wiggly then. 1 second behind the German ace. And unfortunately, he's just lost the front. Difficult corner to get right, that one. But I found that braking that little bit extra early just guarantees myself that position into the corner. But I think that's it. 8.5 seconds, 9 seconds it is to Sergio. Yeah, that's a big ask. I'm not going to be able to catch up to them 3. 12.7 seconds behind Meerkat. Now, thankfully, Meerkat has sound again. So he can hear the bike. He's not just redlining it out of every single corner. And then as we try and get this right now for the next couple of corners to secure this 4th place. Gilzo's up to 5th. That's a good recovery from him. Don't forget what I was saying earlier about the championship standings. We are very close, myself and Gilzo. Gilzo's on, 22 points. Myself on 29. DCP on 31. That's changed. But we are quite close on the standings here. Charlie having a better race. Well, he had a better race in Okayama, but not in this one. So it probably puts me somewhere near his position in the championship. But I'll be sure to find out for you for next time, so you know. I totally forgot to downshift to 2nd gear there. That's what I was saying earlier. I was nervous about getting that corner right. And now here it is, the big straight then. So I think I'll have a nice can of Diet Coke. And I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Well, there you go then. Sip of the Diet Coke, hit the brakes, and then back to it again. Thankfully, as I say, I'm doing the voiceover afterwards here, so I can just sit back and relax. But yeah, unfortunately now for this one, it is not much else to see, so I just want to say, guys, thanks for watching the video nonetheless. And, of course, be my guest. You can stay and watch the rest of it. Don't feel forced, because I'm probably going to have another sip of Diet Coke, because my throat is killing me today. Got a lot more videos to record as well. And then got more videos to upload as well, as a matter of fact. I've done all the career mode now as well, so stay tuned for that if you're looking forward to the career mode. I think I'll be doing a lot more career mode over the next couple of weeks. I think I'm going to be too busy to do online races. So if you're looking forward to career mode, give me a hell yeah in the comments section like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'll be sure to have plenty of videos done for you. And the start of the next MotoGP season, without me spoiling any results, is a bit mental. There's some riders swapping teams left, right and centre, and it's very, very interesting to say the least. So I'll be looking forward to showing you that over the next couple of weeks. So I've still got 2 videos left to upload. I just need to edit them. I've done the voiceovers, done the racing, did it all together. Just need to edit the final bits and put in all the replay clips like you've seen in today's video with the picture in picture mode. So here's lap 6 then. Lap 6 is done and dusted. It's just now a case of hanging on to the end. And you know what? It is the last 2 laps and literally nothing happened. So you know what? Let's call it quits. So with the power of editing, yes, it's lap 8 of 8. As I say, nothing happened for me. Very boring end to this video here today. And I just don't see the point of talking through it any longer. So guys, this is the confirmation on your screen right now. I did manage to take screenshots of both of these ones this time. And we did finish in 4th place. Not all that bad, let's say. It was okay. Not our best race, but not our worst. So guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Ciao for now.
Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.